whose name, Hammadi Gospel of Truth, Part 2. Those whose name he knew in advance were called at the end, so that one who has knowledge is the one whose name the Father has uttered. For he whose name has not been spoken is ignorant. Indeed, how is one to hear if his name has not been called? For he who is ignorant until the end is a creature of oblivion, and he will vanish along with it. If not, how is it that these miserable ones have no name, that they do not have the call? Therefore, if one has knowledge, his is from above. If he is called, he hears, he answers, and he turns to him who is calling him, and he ascends to him. And he knows in what manner he is called. Having knowledge, he does the will of the one who called him. He wishes to be pleasing to him. He receives rest. Each one's name comes to him. He who is to have knowledge in this manner knows where he comes from and where he is going. He knows as one who, having become drunk, has turned away from his drunkenness, and, having returned to himself, has set right what are his own. He has brought many back from error. He has gone before them to their places from which they had moved away, since it was on account of the depth that they received error. The depth of the one who encircles all spaces, while there is none that encircles him. It was a great wonder that they were in the Father, not knowing him, and that they were able to come forth by themselves, since they were unable to comprehend or to know the one in whom they were. For if his will had not thus emerged from him, for he revealed it in view of a knowledge in which all its emanations concur. This is the knowledge of the living book, which he revealed to the aeons at the end of his letters, revealing how they are not vowels, nor are they consonants, so that one might read them and think of something foolish, but rather that they are letters of the truth, which they alone speak who know them. Each letter is a complete thought, like a complete book, since they are letters written by the unity, the Father having written them for the aeons, in order that by means of his letters they should know the Father. While his wisdom contemplates the word, and his teaching utters it, his knowledge has revealed it. While forbearance is a crown upon it, and his gladness is in harmony with it, his glory has exalted it, his image has revealed it, his repose has received it unto itself. His love has made a body over it, his fidelity has embraced it. In this way, the word of the Father goes forth in the totality as the fruit of his heart and an impression of his will. But it supports the totality, purifying them, bringing them back into the Father, into the Mother, Jesus of the infinite sweetness. The Father reveals his bosom, and now his bosom is the Holy Spirit. He reveals what is hidden of him. What is hidden of him is his Son, so that through the mercies of the Father, the aeons may know him and cease laboring in search of the Father, resting there in him, knowing that this is the final rest. Having filled the deficiency, he abolished the form. The form of it is the world, that in which he served. For the place where there is envy and strife is deficient, but the place where there is unity is perfect. Since the deficiency came into being because the Father was not known, therefore, when the Father is known, from that moment on, the deficiency will no longer exist. As in the case of the ignorance of a person, when he comes to have knowledge, his ignorance vanishes of itself, as the darkness vanishes. When the light appears, so also the deficiency vanishes in the perfection. So from that moment on, the form is not apparent, but it will vanish in the fusion of unity. For now, their works lie scattered. In time, unity will perfect the spaces. It is within unity that each one will attain himself. Within knowledge, he will purify himself from multiplicity into unity, consuming matter within himself like fire, and darkness by light, death by life. If indeed these things have happened to each one of us, then we must see to it, above all, that the house will be holy and silent for the unity, as in the case of some people who moved out of dwellings having jars that in spots were not good. They would break them, and the master of the house would not suffer loss. Rather, he is glad, because in place of the bad jars there are full ones, which are made perfect. For such is the judgment which has come from above. It is past judgment on everyone. It is a drawn sword with two edges, cutting either side. When the word appeared, the one that is within the heart of those who utter it, it is not a sound alone, but it becomes a body. A great disturbance took place amongst the jars, because some had emptied